Thomas Thompson slammed the door of his late father's old Ford pickup, the engine rumbling to life like a reluctant ghost from the past. It was the truck his family had insisted he take after the funeral, a rusty beast that smelled of oil and faded memories. But on this crisp autumn morning in rural Ohio, it carried him toward a truth he wasn't ready to face. Little did he know, hidden beneath the dashboard, a secret message from his father waited to unravel everything he thought he knew about love, family, and himself. The inheritance had come with strings, though Thomas didn't see them at first. His mother, Evelyn, a stern woman in her 60s with a Bible always within reach, had handed over the keys during the wake. "Your dad wanted you to have it, son," she'd said, her voice laced with that Midwestern practicality that masked deeper emotions. "It's got miles left in it, just like he did." Thomas, at 28, had nodded gratefully, though the truck felt more like a burden than a gift. He'd moved back to their small town of Milford after years in Chicago, where he'd built a life as a graphic designer, far from the judgmental eyes of his conservative family. But his father's sudden heart attack had pulled him home, forcing him to confront the fragments of his old life. Milford was the kind of place where everyone knew your business before you did. Pickup trucks lined the streets, American flags waved from porches, and Sunday church services were non-negotiable. Thomas had grown up here, playing football in high school to fit in, dating girls he felt nothing for, all while burying the part of himself that longed for something, someone different. His father, Robert Thompson, had been the epitome of the strong, silent type. A mechanic at the local garage for 30 years, fixing cars and lives with equal grit. Robert had taught Thomas how to change oil, throw a punch, and never show weakness. "Real men handle their own," he'd say, clapping Thomas on the back. But now, with Robert gone, Thomas wondered if his father had ever truly known him. Driving to the garage that morning, Thomas felt a pang of nostalgia mixed with unease. The truck needed a tune-up. It sputtered on hills and leaked oil like tears. He pulled into Thompson's Auto Repair, the shop his father had owned, now run by his uncle, Bill. But Bill was out, so Jordan Hayes, the young mechanic who'd apprenticed under Robert, greeted him instead. Jordan was 26, with tousled brown hair, grease-streaked arms, and eyes that sparkled with quiet intelligence. He'd moved to Milford from Cleveland 2 years ago, seeking a quieter life after a messy breakup. Thomas had seen him around town, but this was their first real interaction. "Hey, Thomas. Sorry about your dad," Jordan said, wiping his hands on a rag. "He was a good man. What can I do for the old girl?" "Just a checkup. She's been acting up," Thomas replied, trying not to notice how Jordan's smile lit up the dim garage. As Jordan popped the hood, Thomas lingered, chatting about nothing, the weather, the upcoming town fair. There was an ease to it, a spark that Thomas hadn't felt in years. In Chicago, he'd dated men discreetly, but back here, he was firmly in the closet, afraid of the backlash. His family was devout, his mother active in the church group that opposed those lifestyles. Coming out wasn't an option. It would shatter everything. Hours later, Jordan called Thomas back. "Found something weird," he said, holding a small envelope. "It was taped under the dashboard. Addressed to you." Thomas's heart raced as he opened it. Inside was a handwritten letter from his father, dated a month before his death. The words blurred at first. "Thomas, if you're reading this, I'm gone. I know about you, son. Saw you with that boy in Chicago last year. Didn't say anything because I didn't know how. But I love you. Be true to yourself. Don't hide like I did." Thomas staggered back, the letter trembling in his hands. His father had known? And what did he mean by "like I did"? The revelation hit like a freight train, stirring questions Thomas wasn't prepared to answer. That night, Thomas couldn't sleep. He replayed the letter in his mind, the implications swirling. His father, the pillar of masculinity, hinting at his own hidden truths? It didn't make sense. Robert had been married to Evelyn for 30 years, had 2 kids, Thomas and his sister, Mia. But there were gaps. The late nights at the garage, the distant stares, the way he'd bristle at certain topics. The next day, Thomas returned to the garage, seeking answers from Jordan. "Did my dad ever talk about personal stuff with you?" Jordan hesitated, glancing around. "A bit. He mentioned regrets. Said life was too short for secrets." Their conversation stretched into lunch, then coffee. Jordan shared his own story, out and proud in Cleveland, but toned down in Milford to avoid trouble. "Small towns can be tough," he said, "but you find allies where you least expect." Thomas felt a pull toward Jordan, a mix of admiration and attraction. But fear held him back. What if word got out? His mother would disown him, the town would whisper. Yet, the letter burned in his pocket, urging him forward. As weeks passed, Thomas and Jordan's interactions deepened. They'd meet after hours, fixing the truck together, sharing stories. Jordan's laugh was infectious, his touch accidental but electric. Thomas confided in him about the letter, the confusion it sparked. "What if my dad was like me?" Jordan nodded thoughtfully. "Maybe he was. Doesn't change who he was to you." But the secret weighed on Thomas. He began digging into his father's past, visiting old friends, rifling through boxes in the attic. He found photos. Robert Young, arm around a male friend from college, smiles too intimate for buddies. Letters from that friend, faded but affectionate. The pieces fit, painting a picture of a man who'd chosen safety over authenticity. Meanwhile, tension brewed at home. Evelyn noticed Thomas's absences, his distraction. "You're spending too much time at that garage," she snapped one evening. "With that Hayes boy. People talk." Thomas's pulse quickened. "What people?" "Just rumors. He's different. Not our kind." The words stung, confirming his fears. But they also ignited something, a resolve to uncover the full truth. One rainy afternoon, Thomas confronted his mother. "Did Dad have secrets, Mom?" Evelyn's face paled. "What are you talking about?" "The letter. He knew about me, and maybe about himself." She sank into a chair, tears welling. "Your father. He struggled. There was someone before me, but he chose the right path. For us." The admission shattered Thomas. His father's life had been a compromise, a facade to fit societal norms. It explained the distance, the unspoken sorrows. But it also freed Thomas, showing the cost of hiding. Emboldened, Thomas sought Jordan out that night. Under the garage's fluorescent lights, he confessed his feelings. "I think I'm falling for you." Jordan smiled, pulling him close. "I've been waiting for you to say that." Their first kiss was tentative, real, a step toward authenticity. But joy was short-lived. The next day, whispers spread. Someone had seen them. Milford's grapevine buzzed with judgment. Thomas's sister, Mia, called in a panic. "Mom's furious." The church groups talking boycott of the garage. The conflict escalated, pitting family against self. Thomas faced a choice. Deny everything or stand tall. File 2. The backlash hit like a storm in Milford. Thomas woke to a barrage of texts from relatives, each more accusatory than the last. "What's this about you and that mechanic?" his aunt typed. "Your poor mother is heartbroken." Evelyn hadn't spoken to him since the confrontation, retreating to her room with the door locked. The town, with its population of just over 5,000, amplified every rumor. At the grocery store, old neighbors averted their eyes. At the diner, conversations hushed when he entered. Jordan bore it too. Customers canceled appointments, citing personal reasons. Bill, the uncle, pulled Jordan aside. "I like you, kid, but this is bad for business. Tone it down." But Jordan refused. "I'm not hiding who I am, Bill. Neither should Thomas." Thomas admired Jordan's courage, but doubt crept in. Was this worth it? Losing family, community? The letter from his father echoed, "Be true to yourself." Yet the pain was real. Seeking solace, Thomas drove the truck to the outskirts of town, to the lake where he and Robert used to fish. Staring at the water, he replayed memories. Robert teaching him to bait a hook, their silences comfortable. But now, those moments felt layered with unspoken truths. Had Robert wanted to tell him? The regret in the letter suggested yes. Back home, Mia arrived unannounced. Younger by 3 years, she'd escaped to college in New York, embracing a liberal worldview. "I support you, Thomas," she said, hugging him. But Mom's struggling. Dad's secret hit her hard. Together, they approached Evelyn. She sat in the living room, knitting furiously. "I won't have this in my house," she declared. "Mom, Dad knew. He accepted me," Thomas pleaded, showing the letter. Evelyn read it, her hands shaking. "He never told me about himself." Tears fell. "I thought our life was perfect." The revelation humanized Robert, but deepened the rift. Evelyn clung to her faith, viewing homosexuality as a sin. "You can choose differently," she insisted. Thomas's anger flared. "It's not a choice, Mom." Dad hid, and look what it did to him. The argument raged, voices rising. Mia mediated, but Evelyn stormed out, seeking refuge at church. Meanwhile, Jordan faced his own trials. His landlord, a church deacon, threatened eviction. "We don't want that kind here," Jordan confided in Thomas over dinner at a hidden spot outside town. "It's tough, but you're worth it." Their bond strengthened amid adversity. Late nights talking, sharing dreams. Thomas of returning to design, Jordan of opening his own shop. Their relationship was tender, built on empathy, not lust. But society pushed back. A town meeting loomed, ostensibly about community values, but whispers hinted at targeting the garage. Thomas decided to speak, a bold move. "I can't hide anymore," he told Jordan. The hall was packed, faces familiar yet hostile. Evelyn sat in the front, eyes downcast. When Thomas took the podium, murmurs rippled. "I'm Thomas Thompson, Robert's son. You've heard rumors. They're true. I'm gay. And my father knew, accepted it before he died." Gasps echoed. He read the letter, voice steady. He regretted hiding his own truths. "Don't make the same mistake." The room erupted. Supporters clapped, Mia, a few young folks. But opponents shouted, "Abomination! Think of the children." Evelyn stood, tears streaming. "I love you, son, but I can't condone this." She left, the door slamming like a judgment. The speech divided Milford. Some boycotted the garage, others showed solidarity. Business dipped, then rebounded with out-of-towners seeking the gay-friendly shop. Thomas and Jordan navigated the fallout, their love a anchor. But doubts lingered. Was coming out liberating or destructive? One evening, Thomas found an old journal in the attic, Robert's. Entries from college. "Met David today. Felt something real. But society won't allow it." Later, "Marrying Evelyn. Safe choice. Hope it's enough." The words gutted Thomas. His father's life, a series of compromises for acceptance. It fueled Thomas's resolve, but also sorrow. Jordan comforted him. "He gave you the truck knowing you'd find the letter. A final act of love." As winter approached, tensions eased slightly. Evelyn reached out tentatively, inviting Thomas to dinner alone. "No Jordan," she specified. Thomas went, hoping for bridge building. They talked haltingly about Robert. "He was a good man," Evelyn said. "Flawed, like us all. But you won't accept me?" "I'm trying, son. Praying for guidance." It was progress, fragile. Thomas left with mixed emotions, hope tinged with hurt. Back with Jordan, they planned a future. "Maybe leave Milford," Jordan suggested. "Start fresh." But Thomas hesitated. "This is home. We can change it." The decision loomed, high stakes. File 3. Spring brought renewal to Milford, but for Thomas, it amplified conflicts. The church group organized a petition against promoting alternative lifestyles, targeting the garage. Signatures poured in, pressuring Bill to fire Jordan. "Family business," Bill grumbled. "Can't afford the drama." Thomas intervened. "Uncle Bill, Dad would have wanted fairness." Bill sighed. "Your dad was traditional. But yeah, he hated injustice." Jordan kept his job, but resentment simmered. Vandalism struck. "Fags out," spray painted on the truck. Thomas stared at the words, rage boiling. Who would do this? Suspects abounded: church hardliners, old classmates. Reporting to police, Thomas met skepticism. Sheriff Harlan, a family friend, said, "Boys will be boys. Clean it up." The dismissal ignited Thomas's activism. He contacted LGBTQ groups in Columbus, seeking advice. A rally was planned, small but symbolic. Jordan worried. This could escalate. But Thomas pressed on. Dad's message was clear: no more hiding. The rally drew 50 people, including Mia and allies. Signs read, "Love is love. Milford for all." Counter-protesters chanted Bible verses. Evelyn watched from afar, conflicted. Media caught wind. A local news crew interviewed Thomas. "My father's secret message changed my life," he said. He urged authenticity in a town that demands conformity. The story went viral regionally, sparking debates online. Supporters donated to the garage. Haters boycotted harder. At home, Evelyn confronted Thomas. "You're tearing this family apart." "No, Mom. Secrets did that." She revealed more. "Your father confessed to me years ago, a brief affair in college. He repented." Thomas softened. He didn't need to repent for who he was. Their talks evolved. Evelyn attending a PFLAG meeting secretly. Change was slow, but seeds planted. Thomas and Jordan's relationship deepened. They took drives in the truck, now restored, symbol of resilience. Jordan proposed a trip to Chicago. "See your old life." There, Thomas introduced Jordan to friends, feeling free. But returning to Milford, reality hit. A church sermon condemned the Thompson scandal. Evelyn in the pews. She called later voice-breaking. "The pastor says it's sin. But you're my son." The internal struggle mirrored Thomas's own past. He empathized, offering patience. Summer brought a turning point. The town fair. The garage sponsored a booth, Jordan manning it. Hostility mixed with curiosity. A teen approached Jordan shyly. "I'm, like you, scared." Jordan listened, offering support. "You're not alone." Thomas overheard, pride swelling. This was impact beyond them. But tragedy loomed. Bill suffered a stroke, hospital-bound. The garage faltered. Thomas stepped in, managing with Jordan. Evelyn visited Bill, seeing them work together. "You're good at this," she admitted to Thomas. "Thanks, Mom." A fragile truce formed. But deeper issues persisted. Online trolls targeted them, doxing addresses. Fear crept in. One night, a brick through the garage window. Note, "Leave or else." Thomas's resolve wavered. "Maybe we should go." Jordan held him. Not without a fight. They installed cameras, rallied community. Support grew, business owners, youth. As fall neared, a breakthrough. Evelyn invited Jordan to dinner. To talk. Nervous, they went. Conversation stiff at first, then flowed. Evelyn shared Robert's stories, humanizing him. "I miss him," she said. "He'd be proud of your courage." Tears flowed. Not full acceptance, but a start. Thomas felt hope. But questions remained. Could Milford truly change? File 4. The following months tested that hope. With Bill recovering, Thomas and Jordan ran the garage full-time. Business stabilized, drawing progressive customers from nearby cities. But local resistance persisted. A school board meeting debated protecting youth from influences, indirectly referencing Thomas's story. Thomas attended, speaking passionately. "Hiding who I am hurt me. Don't teach kids to do the same." Debate raged, but the motion failed narrowly. Victories accumulated. Mia moved back temporarily, helping organize support groups. Evelyn attended one anonymously at first. "I see the pain," she confided to Thomas. "Like your father's." The letter's impact rippled. Thomas shared it online, anonymized, inspiring others. Messages poured in. "Your story helped me come out." Jordan and Thomas dreamed bigger, expanding the garage into a community hub, with workshops on acceptance. But personal toll mounted. Exhaustion set in, arguments flared. "This town's sucking us dry," Jordan snapped one night. Thomas agreed but clung to roots. Dad's legacy is here. Reconciliation with Evelyn progressed. She baked for them small gestures. I'm learning, she said. Pivotal moment. Thanksgiving. Evelyn insisted Jordan join. Family gathered. Tension thick. But toasts turned to memories. Laughter easing divides. After Evelyn pulled Thomas aside. I accept you. Both. Hugs followed, years of strain releasing. Yet not all resolved. Church friends distanced from Evelyn, isolating her. She questioned faith versus family. Love thy neighbor, she mused. Maybe I got it wrong. Thomas encouraged exploration. Jordan supported, bonding with her over car talks. Robert's passion. As winter returned, a year since the letter, Thomas reflected. The truck, once a burden, now symbolized freedom. They took a road trip driving cross-country. Stops in accepting towns renewed them. In San Francisco, they attended Pride, envisioning possibilities. Back in Milford, change evident. A rainbow flag at the garage, unchallenged. Teens sought advice, community shifted subtly. But challenges lingered. A national debate on LGBTQ rights amplified local voices. Milford's story featured in articles polarizing. Thomas wrote a blog, detailing the journey. From secret to strength. Jordan proposed informally. Marry me someday? Thomas smiled. When we're ready. Hope bloomed, but realism tempered it. Society's conflicts ongoing. File 5. 2 years on, Milford had transformed, not completely but noticeably. The garage thrived as Thompson Hayes Auto, a partnership official. Thomas balanced design work remotely, Jordan handling operations. Their relationship, once whispered, was acknowledged. Some warmly, others grudgingly. Evelyn, now an advocate in her church circle, pushed for inclusive discussions. My son's story opened my eyes, she'd say. Mia stayed, starting a family counseling service. The Thompson family healed, scars fading. But reflections brought nuance. Thomas pondered his father's message. A gift, yet painful. It forced confrontations, losses alongside gains. One evening, driving the truck with Jordan, Thomas voiced it. Dad's words saved me, but shattered illusions. Jordan nodded. Truth does that. They parked at the lake watching sunset. Worth it? Thomas asked. Every bit. The story spread beyond Milford. A podcast featured Thomas, the letter central. Listeners debated. Was secrecy kinder? Thomas ended interviews with thought. Hiding protects, but authenticity liberates. Back home, life normalized. Dinners with Evelyn, town events attended together. Acceptance wasn't universal. Some left church, others clung to views, but dialogue opened. Thomas and Jordan married quietly in Columbus, family present. Evelyn walked Thomas down the aisle, tears of joy. The truck, polished, carried them on honeymoon. Inside, Thomas added his own note. To the next generation, live openly. Years later, adopting a child, they taught resilience. Milford evolved, a microcosm of America's struggles. Yet, the core question lingered, sparking endless discussions in forums, dinners, hearts. Was the father's secret message ultimately a force for good? True or false?